Hey guys, welcome to another training session. Today I want to show you a complete shoulder workout. And the reason being is that the last time I did the deadlift with the 25 kilo resistance band. So the second time you didn't see because I told you I'm not gonna repeat the same things over and over again so that it doesn't become boring for you guys. The last time I did it was very successful. I did maybe 50 reps in total and could do maybe, I think it was about, 10 sets of 3 repetitions in a row, one with 4 and the rest were just singles. So it was a very successful deadlift training session, and maybe I'm gonna go over to the 45 kg band next week, so stay tuned. I'm very curious to see whether I can do at least a rep with this 45 kg band, because it will be 20 kilos plus, and I still don't really know if I'm really ready for it. But what I wanted to say is I felt like my shoulders were very extremely taxed by the last deadlift session, and that means that we are now on we're now at a point where shoulders need to be stronger because they seem to be used quite more than ever before. So I want to have stronger shoulders to be able to proceed with my deadlifts. And besides that, guys, shoulders are always, I like training shoulders. You know why? Because it gives you this manly look, this V-tapered look, right? And that's another thing. But yeah, I'm gonna train my shoulders. It's an accessory work, so to speak, for my deadlift. And this shoulder workout in total is an accessory workout for my deadlift. Because as I said, I felt like now it's really the time where every time you step up in weight or use higher resistance in general, your shoulders will be taxed more. And so therefore we need to work on them, because I had like 5 days of pain within my shoulders simply from the exercise, right? And I don't want that to be something that hinders me in moving up in weight with the deadlift. So enough said. How do we proceed? So first of all, I want to get warmed up. I want my whole body to get warm, right? And a good thing is the kettlebell swing, as I told you. So we're gonna start with 50 of these, and then we do something else. So 35, we'll do 15 more. So by my breathing, you can tell that the heart rate is up. We're getting warm. It's, as I said, it's not only a good muscle builder and fat burner, this exercise is also very good for losing fat. So let's do the last 15. So, okay, that's done. And now we're going to move on to something else. But first of all, these are my father's shoes. First of all, let's take a break. This will be a session, by the way, where I have to drink a lot. So, what we're going to do next is a handstand towards the door, towards the wall. I'm not able to do a handstand freestanding, so therefore I use the wall, and afterwards when we see that we can't do this anymore, we use a lower progression I learned from calisthenics when I was a bit more into it than I am right now. So nevertheless, what we do is plain and easy. You move up and try to hold your weight for as long as you can. And if you can't, what you do then is, of course, you simply move down, right? So, you have now basically 2/3, if not 3/3, 3/4, sorry, of your body weight on your shoulders. And therefore I have the mat. So that was the first set. I think I can do one more before we have to move to the lower progression. And there are guys who can really do push-ups while they're in a handstand. And that's the craziest thing. And not only push-ups while leaning against the wall, because I could also do maybe 1 or 2 leaning against the wall, but there are guys who do like 10 to 15 freestanding. And the balance they have, the coordination that they have is simply out of this world. So we move up again, climb this wall. Okay, the last set where you keep having a handstand leaned against the wall, and even the climbing up is very hard because you're already putting pressure on your shoulders. Never forget that. Okay. So, of course, the heavier you are, the more difficult this is, obviously. So that's why you see only a very, very few times a bodybuilder, a powerlifter, let alone a strongman, do these exercises. So there's one great thing about calisthenics, I have to tell you. Basically every exercise you do in calisthenics is giving you strength and giving you condition. So giving you stamina. That's something I really like about calisthenics. But it does not give you the power that's speedy and this max power you need as a powerlifter. But it's a great accessory work. So if you have the right calisthenics exercises, right? Like pull-ups, for example. Simply and plain pull-ups. Or chin-ups if you're using this grip. All great accessory moves, even for powerlifting. But it doesn't give you this max strength. So people then say, okay, if you want to max out your strength while doing calisthenics, get a belt and put weight on the belt. But then you're not really doing calisthenics anymore. I mean, okay, they call it weighted calisthenics, but that's not calisthenics anymore. That's either bodybuilding or a mixture between bodybuilding and powerlifting, right? So calisthenics needs to be done without weights, I would suggest. Weighted calisthenics is nothing but bodybuilding. Yeah, simple as that. I mean, calisthenics says it's mastering your own body weight, not putting something on your body weight and master that. So Google the definition of calisthenics and you will see what I mean. Okay, let's show the exercise. Also a calisthenics one. The wall planche. So the planche is something ridiculously hard. It's like you're only using your hands to stabilize your whole body while your legs are in the air. And this of course does not come from now to tomorrow. This needs practice, I would say, for years, okay? But what is easier to do than this and gives me the same benefits if I'm looking for shoulder strength, right? Is the wall planche. And that's basically just our starting position when we want to go in a handstand, right? Just make sure your arms are straight and also that your legs are straight. That's very important. You can put them together a little bit further apart, doesn't matter, because it's about your shoulders being taxed. So that's why I said it's a lower progression. If people can't do a handstand leaning against the wall, I think they all will be able to do this one, the wall planche. I love this exercise. And there's a third. No, actually there are two more. calisthenics exercises I love. One I can't show you right here because I don't have the space for it. And the second one, well, maybe with my chair over there. Let's see how fatigued I am after this, because it will get crazier. The workout isn't finished, isn't done yet. So again, another wall planche, or door planche in this case. So I think I don't have to tell you that this is tiring as fuck. I was really proud last week when I pulled the 125 kg, so 100 straight weight and 25 at the top with the yellow band you've seen. I was really proud of myself because I didn't think like I could do 50 reps with the 25 kg band, given most of my reps were done in a set of 3 reps, okay? So that's also something different than just doing 1 rep at a time, okay? But then again I saw, okay, now it's time to strengthen these big boys here and yeah, simply get stronger there. And that's why I say the deadlift is the perfect whole body exercise, because you might not feel it first when you're starting out, or you might feel it actually first when you're starting out and you've never done anything difficult and taxing in sports in general. But going from doing 90 reps with 100 kg straight weight to going up to 100 kg with a 15 kg resistance band did not really have that dramatic effect. I mean, I always feel it in my back. That's always the case. That gives you an idea how important back training is, by the way. But it was the first time that I really felt it in my shoulders. Okay, there's one more exercise, but I think I cannot show you this one here because the chair is not high enough. So okay, we move on as planned then and do something that's now focusing on conditioning, right? Something completely different than before. So just let me remove this little stool here and also this one. It's in my way. Now let me get the clock, the alarm clock or the timer, and I put the timer on 31 minutes. So I try to do 31 minutes on the speed back, okay, with short breaks of course. And after that we finish with some classic bodybuilding exercises for strengthening your shoulders, right? So the hardest, okay, maybe the speed bag is also very hard, but the hardest stuff is done. So now it's just about stamina, okay? So here we go. So guys, if you've never trained with a speed bag before, I can highly recommend you to train it, or to do it once at least, because this is just insane. Not only does it train stamina, but the way it builds your shoulders and strength in your shoulders, and also endurance in your shoulders. It's crazy. This exercise is like no other. It's not the best beef builder, so to speak. There are other exercises who give you bigger shoulders and who give you more flesh on your shoulders. But this one really strengthens your shoulders, strengthens the muscle fibers you have, and gives you endurance too. It's so crazy. That's why I love the speed bag. And of course, it does improve your overall reflexes, your reaction time, and also your hand-eye coordination, right? And of course, the faster you get, the more difficult it is, of course, but it's so fun. Love this exercise. So I know what I'm gonna do after this workout. First, take a shower, and second, take a nap. So I think I don't have to tell you that my shoulders burn like fire. And this is also a perfect exercise for stamina, for losing fat. So I said 30 minutes, but given everything we've done before, I think I won't make it 30 minutes. Instead, what I'm trying to do is do 3 to 4 more minutes of the speed bag training, and then we move on to our last couple bodybuilding exercises for your shoulder growth and shoulder strength, okay? I think that's the best, because you've already seen now the exercise, you've seen how taxing it is, but also how fun it is, hopefully you could see that as well. And I think in order for me to really complete my workout with all the exercises I planned today, I think I have to do this only half the time I planned it to do today, because I'm already fucking tired, man. Okay. Forgive me if you think the video is too long, but as I told you, if I show something brand new on my channel, or something very special like this one here, I always make a full shot of my training session, so that nobody can say, well, you cut this out, show me this, what did you do in between, you know? So therefore I always speak like that for maybe some new guys who are on my channel and who say, what the fuck is this guy doing? Why isn't he cutting the video? That's why. So I'm gonna use the mats again, because we're going back to dumbbells and barbells. So now, of course, what you can do is, you can say, for example, I want to do side laterals, okay? For the side head of your shoulder. And the first question you always have to ask yourself, do you want to make it standing or sitting? Sitting. If you sit, it's harder because you don't have the strength of your legs in play. So if you're too tired, maybe this won't work out for you. If you are tired but you still want to do it, then you should maybe do everything standing. Standing is always easier than sitting, okay? And I'm gonna start with side laterals. And I'm gonna do it sitting this time, okay? Normally I kind of like it more standing, but this time I do it sitting. And we just continue until we can't anymore, because it's bodybuilding now, right? Accessory work. We had the hard weights, the hard exercises in the beginning. Now we come back, isolate, and pump the last bit of strength and muscle out of our body, okay? So I still don't know if it's better to do the side laterals this way or really parallel to your body. I still don't know. People say if you do it this way, it goes more on your rear delts than on your side delts, but I don't really feel this way. So because I do not really feel a big difference, I do both. I do it this way sometimes, so really parallel to my body, or even slightly at an angle. Okay? Most of the people do it like this, so therefore I do it like this as well now for you. So that you don't say, well, he told me the wrong exercise. What you can also do, of course, is holds. People forget about holds, like that's not a training exercise. If that's not a training exercise, I don't know what is, because try to hold it. Try to hold it parallel to your body, okay? This is something I didn't want to show you, but as I think about it now, try to do this. Try to hold those 3.5 kg dumbbells for 10 minutes in a row. I bet you won't make it. Okay? So, that's now for the sides, okay? I'm not gonna really train my rear delts, because my rear delts are already, because of me doing so many deadlifts and doing bench presses as well, or floor presses as well, they're also already so trained that I don't want to do them today. But if you want to do something for your rear delts, it would be like this. Kind of like you're doing a reverse butterfly, right? So this maybe, or like this, as some people do, right? That's for your rear delts. So either you put them, because you couldn't see it right now, either you put them in front of your feet, like this, and do that one, or you put them behind your feet and go up this way, right? You can choose. Do you want to go up this way or this way? Okay, so now for the front, very simple, just moving up. The front is also not so important, because you're using it a lot when you do everything pressing. So really, the side is kind of hard to isolate and to hit. But we hit it today. With the speed bag and the wall planche and everything else. So that's your perfect normal dumbbell training, right? And some people like to do shoulder presses, okay? And when you do shoulder presses, you have the same option doing it standing or sitting. And there's something I learned from Jay Cutler, which I didn't really notice before. So that goes to show you, if you really research and listen to professionals, that you can learn a thing or two, right? What he said is basically, if you want to train your shoulders and your arms, you should do the dumbbell presses like that, full extension, right? So you train your biceps, your triceps, forearms, and your shoulders. But if you want to specifically train the shoulders only, you do not have to do more than this. And this looks funny first, and you think, what the hell is this guy doing? It even looks funny for me in the camera, but this is perfectly enough to hit the shoulder. And you will see that most of the time you cannot do more than 20 reps in a row, or 25, right? So that's that. Okay, that's now for all the shoulder exercises you can do with your dumbbells, and I'm gonna do them now, okay? And then I'm gonna show you one last one. Maybe, yes, it is my favorite shoulder exercise, and maybe the one that's the best, okay? So now another one, presses while standing. This also goes, of course, into your chest muscles, but it's another way to get some blood in your shoulders, right? Okay, finally, we do everything we did with an unloaded barbell, which is 10 kgs. These were now 7, both of them were 7. Let's now do the with an unloaded barbell, okay? So what I like is those presses, for example, that really gives you okay, if you can't do one exercise in particular, do this one. So now I'm tired, as you can see. That's why I do everything standing. Another great way to get the last out of your front dead, for example, if you're not 100% content with the way you look, is doing bicep curls. As simple as that, because you can tell, well, you can ask anybody, if you're doing bicep curls, you're using your front and also your side dead, right? So this is sort of the last exercise that can also help you a bit, although it's not specifically a shoulder exercise, but maybe, as you can see from the pump, maybe, I can see it in the mirror, you maybe cannot see it because the camera is too far away, but as you can see from the pump here, it's also hitting my shoulders, right? So an additional exercise you can do, if you did everything specific for shoulders and you still don't like the look, do this, for example, right? And of course, as I said, those horizontal presses. These are also fucking great. you're doing them explosive, you're doing more powerlifting than bodybuilding, which is also great. And now my favorite and the last exercise of today's workout, and then I'm gonna let you go home, is my absolute loved exercise for shoulders and traps, because it gives you this androgenic V-tapered look, the look everybody wants, right? And it actually hits the shoulders very well. You will see a lot of guys saying on the internet, never do this exercise because this exercise can hurt you. This exercise is not good for your ligaments and whatsoever. Okay? But guess what? There is no replacement for this exercise, except for the fact that you can do it with a resistance band or a cable. But there is really no other movement you can do that has the same effect on your rotator cuff in general. Okay? So, what is the exercise? Maybe you already know it. Of course, it's upright rows, right? My absolute favorite exercise for shoulders. It gives you this huge pump. It also strengthens your neck and your traps, which is so important, especially important in boxing, for example, because you're getting hit in your face all the time. Okay? So, simple exercise. You can vary between a wider grip and a tighter grip, and I also do that. And then you simply move it up. Move it up. This is by far the exercise that gives you this very aesthetic and nice look. If you want to have big shoulders, this is the exercise for it. Also for defining the shoulders, I mean, you can vary with the weight. So now you see I'm just gonna pump them up. I'm not going super heavy because I also cannot do it anymore anyways. But I'm gonna finish this workout with a couple of sets of these. And I'm gonna take my shirt off after that and show you how my shoulders look like. I mean, you already know I still have a lot of fat in my core area. That's got to go, that's for sure. That's not anything you need to tell me, I know that. But take a look at my shoulders right after this training, right? And I'm going to use a tighter grip now. A tighter grip can make it easier or harder, depending where you're stronger. I love it. The only exercise that can give you this look. There's really nothing else. If you like it more with a cable, do it with a cable. If you like it more free weight, like I do it free weight. And if you like it especially with the resistance bands, which I don't, but maybe some people do, then do it with resistance bands. But this is the fundamental exercise. So some people start with it, I always finish with it. Because I get the feeling, if I did all the other exercises very, very good, right, very well, if I did them all well, this shows you in the last one. Because it's simply just amplifying everything you already did and have. So I always vary with my grip. I'm now extremely close. Okay guys, that's about it. Now let's take a look Do you see my shoulders coming out? Can you see it? I think you can, right? So, again, see my traps here? Everything's coming out. So there you have it, guys. Okay, please tell me if you like this video and give me a thumbs up, okay? See ya.